Another day, another pretty interesting story about VinFast. What are they doing? What are they up to? Well, I don't do many VinFast videos because most of you don't care, and the very few who do seem to think that I despise Vietnam on some personal level. I do not. That is not the craziest thing I've ever heard, but it certainly makes the top 10 in terms of its nonsensical nature. Well, it turns out that a whistleblower was fired from one of their affiliate companies, someone who did some engineering and design work, someone who knew what was really going on, and this sent me down a rabbit hole where we found out that it is not VinFast who is designing and building their cars, and the people they do attribute have very little to do with it. No, it is all done in a very cut rate and unprofessional manner, and it is potentially quite scary. I'm Brian. Welcome to Futurazza. So I should first mention, this is unfortunate that I have to mention this, but YouTube did another subscriber purge. Yes, my subscriber count fell by 1,200 yesterday for no discernible reason. I cannot see any video on which I lost 1,200 subscribers. YouTube does this periodically. Please double check if you are subscribed and subscribe if you are not. It happens to everybody. I don't understand. I think they're trying to purge bots, but I don't get it. I don't get it. So let's take a look at this. This is kind of fun. Jaguar Land Rover electric car whistleblower sacked. Well, what does that have to do with VinFast? The BBC has seen evidence the multinational corporation that owns Jaguar arranged for a whistleblower to be sacked for raising concerns about the safety of electric cars it designed. What? Confidential emails between executives at Tata Group in India reveal that they retaliated against mechanical engineer Hazar Denli for posting concerns on Reddit that lives were being put at risk. Well, that's very weird. And the BBC did confirm this. Seemingly, they did some due diligence. In a crash scenario, it could be completely unsafe. It could cause the car to lose control. And it's because the front strut to knuckle connection was loosening. You see, the car weighs 5,700 pounds. That's as much as like a Silverado, but it just has normal car suspension, or did for a time. And he was concerned, deeply concerned. And it didn't take long for the company to figure out who it was that had made the post. I'd seen the post. I didn't think it was real. But wait, Tata makes this car? That doesn't sound right. Shall we go into the rabbit hole a little deeper? Here it is, the VinFast VF8. It's battery electric mid-size crossover SUV, manufactured and marketed by VinFast and the Vin Group. Well, who makes it, right? There's got to, design. Here we go. It's a crossover, narrow lights. Car was styled by Pininfarina. Well, they're a legendary design organization, a company that has designed for Ferrari and all kinds of people. Let's, I guess, take a look at them and see what they're up to. Pininfarina, neat. It's an Italian car designer. Look at some of these designs. Legendary stuff. Truly amazing. Yeah, some of it more than others. But they were bought by Mahindra Group. Mahindra Group. That's interesting. So that means that it's, maybe the designers are still in Italy, in Turin, but they're headquartered in Mumbai. So, and by the way, Mahindra, a very big company, they have got all these companies under their conglomerate umbrella, spanning just about every industry. They're a big player. Jack of all trades, if you will. What do they say about that? So that's kind of weird, kind of interesting. But Tata, what's the connection there? Tata Tech, to aid original equipment manufacturers, expands vehicle engineering. Yeah, it turns out that Tata has been working with VinFast. They've done a lot of the design and engineering work, apparently. The full vehicle service gives more opportunities. Yeah, great. And let's see if this includes the words VinFast. There it is. VinFast was among the top 5 clients of Tata Technologies, along with JLR, Jaguar Land Rover. There it is. There it is. They worked with VinFast for 2 models and facilitated launch in a record 22 months. I don't think that that's a good thing. I can see how design and engineering and all that could be missed. Now, I was confused when I saw this, as I so often am, I went to VinFast's own website to find out the truth, because this link is vinfastauto.us/story. Powered by Progress, discover the full story. Well, I'll save you the trouble of looking through this. You can go through the whole website yourself. It doesn't mention any of these other companies. And I, in researching this, found all kinds of references to companies in Shanghai that were very proudly working on the VinFast, that were supplying not just parts, but engineering and expertise all the way through beginning to end. That's pretty concerning, I would say. Not so much that Shanghai has bad engineering. They don't. Not so much that Tata has bad engineering. I can't speak to it. I don't have any experience with it. I know that they don't sell as well internationally. The problem is that they're not being honest. And that is a trend with VinFast. Again, these VinFast videos get so much hate from people who love VinFast for whatever reason. Maybe they're investors. Maybe it's, the hometown hero. Whatever it is not the quality of their engineering or their product. I've met people who, in the US, who do not have connections to VinFast, who have gone as far as to say they don't hate VinFast. That's pretty good. Another VinFast lie. So this was the one. When I read this, I called BS. There's no way. VinFast said in the media that the E34 and VF5 are designed by Pininfarina Turin Designs. It's now revealed that's not true. It's actually made in Shanghai at a deep level and using Chinese-made parts. The Chinese car design is not a bad thing. I have respect for them, but the story here is that they lied to Vietnamese customers that these cars are designed by the legendary Pininfarina Design Studios in Turin, Italy. It is not true. Americans, government, and consumers do not trust these guys. The VF8 and 9 are designed by them and were originally intended to be both EV and internal combustion. So we've got a lot to unpack here, but there are links to it, and I'll put a link to this page in the description. Again, I called BS until VinFast saw this, determined who the designer was, who leaked this information, and got them fired. Now I believe all of this to be true. Okay, we're well aware that VinFast is another Foxconn. No, it's not. Foxconn actually makes money. Saw this blowing up on my Facebook feed. Yeah, marketing material said it was by Pininfarina. So what's going on? Can we trust a company like this? I am deeply skeptical. So why don't we take a look at this? This is, forget what I think, forget what VinFast says. Let's look at the ever so trusted Kelley Blue Book, who requires me to disable ad blocker to view their terrible, terrible site. We were invited to VinFast factory. Isn't that great? So let's talk about it. Let's see what we found out when we went over there. They succeeded in making two of those hurdles a reality, and the hardest part appears doable. It's a Vietnamese automaker. And here it is. They invited us to their home country to see what it's all about, tour its factories, and hear about its ambitious plans. I assume, let me look at the timeline on this. 2022. This is that big junket, I assume. It's right around that time when they paid an all expenses paid lavish trip for influencers and media and anyone who could move the needle to come over and see the car. Now, mind you, it's going to be a beautiful, all expenses paid, private jet kind of experience. It's a charter jet, but it's still private, where we will pull out all the stops to make you comfortable and happy. Oh, and also you get to see the car for a few minutes in a very controlled environment. People who took that tour came away with glowing reviews. I lost respect for a number of people who gave that car good reviews because they took that trip. Kelley Blue Book, surely they're above it. Well, who's behind it? Let's talk about the group founded by the founder. There it is. All kinds of things, building homes, education institutions, developing better healthcare. Okay. Tell me about the cars. Oh, well, they launched the cars and they're pretty popular. Where are they made? Oh, they're made in Vietnam. Why is it called VinFast? Who cares about that? Where's the meat on these? This is just a plate. It's a plate of dessert is what this is. Are VinFast cars any good? Well, we had a chance to briefly drive a pre-production model. From our limited experience, the car appears well built and potentially competitive. Our test model needed further tuning. even the car they had, with initial throttle application, but these are relatively easy modulations. So even the one they drove, not great. Well, if Pininfarina was good enough for Ferrari, it's certainly good enough for this fledgling automaker. No, it isn't. A design studio is not an engineering studio. They determine what the car looks like. You have to actually build it. And that's where the competency disconnect is. It broke down. Well, how much is it? And they listen, what's up with battery lease? Well, they're experimenting with it. Where are they headquartered? What? Okay. What's next for them? Will they make more than just cars in the U.S.? I mean, I couldn't find anything in here about who designed them or where they were designed or how they were built, just that they're made in Vietnam and designed in Italy. Well, they're not. They may be designed, parts of it designed by a person in Italy working for an Indian company, and then built with parts and engineering from India and China. This whistleblower was fired. Hopefully there are protections in place for that, but it has a chilling effect either way. These kinds of events don't happen in isolation, and this means that other whistleblowers will be afraid to speak out. Why would you speak out if doing so, you know you're going to get fired, even if the company's well in the wrong? You won't. What did I miss? What did I misunderstand? I'll leave it into them comments below, and stay tuned, stay juicy, and I cannot wait. Oh man, I forgot to turn on the Christmas tree, and Christmas is almost over. I should mention, I do have a big announcement, a big announcement. There is an event coming up that may interest you if you live in the Northwest between the end of February and the middle of March. So kind of stay tuned for that. It's an interesting situation. I don't know what to tell you beyond that. It's still very hush-hush. I've only told a few people. February, it's going to be, in late February to mid-March. You'll see. Stay tuned. If you know me, you can reach out and I'll just tell you what it is. But it's in the Northwest and it's exciting, but it's not car related. Stay tuned, stay juicy. I cannot wait to hear from you, clever robots, on the next one.